I'm Vikram P. Maduri here. In this session, we are going to discuss about the concept of GST and how it would affect our career as a functional consultant in SAP. So, what are the features that we need to understand about GST from the SAP perspective is what we need to understand. And for this, we need to understand a couple of basics about GST, which we are going to do it here. GST is a path-breaking initiative which was taken by Indian government in the latest Indian business scenario. It is what the government says like one nation and one tax, one market. So it's a simple logic where the tax paid for a certain amount can be carried forward for next business transaction. For example, if a person A is paying tax for a particular amount like 1 lakh, and then he gives service to person B, the person B need not pay the tax for the 1 lakh. If he is paying 2 lakhs, for the 2 lakhs remaining 1 lakh only he has to pay the tax. So this is what we actually have in GST format. It means that we have to pay tax for one amount for only one time, and if there is only a business transaction which is happening more than that, then for the remaining amount is what we need to pay the tax. That's what we have in GST. From the existing tax regime, how do you think the transition would occur to GST? Abruptly, the old taxes would be halted on the tax day, and the next day the GST would be live. So this has already been done. These two concepts are such that they will create a lot of chaos and confusion. So now, to start with transition provision, the migration of existing taxpayers, whether be it VAT, value added tax, or central excise, and be it service tax, it's already under the process since last 3 to 4 months. So now what happens here is, I mean, like there is no VAT, there is no central excise, there is no service tax. All these things are removed, and everything is covered under GST. Now, what would be the impact of GST on supplies and sales perspective is what we need to understand. So in GST, there is a factor for time and place of supplier of goods also. Now there will also be a concept of reverse stack mechanism in goods as well, where the supplier of the goods and the receiver of the goods must pay taxes. So in this, what happens is, previously both had to pay the taxes, but right now it is not required. Only one time payment is required. So how procurement of goods and services will be impacted in the new GST regime? So procurement itself is a complicated process in GST. So primary leave all the inward materials has to be accompanied by an invoice, and the same is valid in GST regime also. So now there is a big process behind invoicing. As soon as you receive invoices for the materials in your organization, you are supposed to upload that information on the GST network. So, what is the ISD in term of GST? So, ISD means Input Service Distributor. ISD is taken out from central excise and service tax and is a new concept for state legislation. As earlier it was in central excise and service taxes, ISD concept will be used in place of centralized registration, as the same has been scrapped in GST. So we're also going to get back to this ISD concept more in detail in the next coming sessions. So how GST is going to impact every other aspect of business. Every aspect of business will be affected by GST, like sales and distribution, finance, accounts payable, bill passing materials, supply chain, logistics, IT and ERPs. Everything will be impacted with GST. So we need to slowly understand how this is going to impact our system. So what will be the impact of GST on SEZs? So as per the chapter 8 of model IGST law, the supply of sale of a SEZ developer will be zero rated. So SEZ unit will be treated as a interstate supplier. So this also we are going to discuss more in detail about the SEZ. SEZs are special economic zones actually. Okay, so how do organizations should gear themselves up for the upcoming challenges of GST? Service pack released by SAP and which are mandatory to be implemented. Those are basically to activate the GST level changes on the screen level. So the moment your system is upgraded with the patches that are given by the SAP, those patches are called service packs. Just like you upgrade your your phone software or your laptop software, in the same way SAP software can be upgraded or added with a patch which SAP provides. So SAP has already prepared a service pack which can be installed in our system to immediately reflect back the GST system. So those are basically to activate the GST level changes on the screen level. Secondly, for implementation of GST, the customer should be one tax INN procedure. All those customers were still running on tax ING procedure need to be migrated to text INN procedure. So we need to remember one thing is all the customers who are working on tax ING procedure have to move to text INN procedure. Now, what is tax ING procedure? What is text INN procedure is what we need to understand in detail later. So these are the two mandatory steps which need to be performed before the GST implementation is done. So what are the two procedures? First thing is you need to install the service pack. The second thing is the tax INN procedure needs to be moved to text INN procedure. This is what we need to discuss. Here, is it necessary to deactivate all existing exercise functionalities? Okay, so normally we already have a lot of excise functionalities. We have when we import the goods or export the goods and all, we have the excise duties. So not necessarily to deactivate the existing excise functionality. The customers can continue with the existing excise functionalities, and without touching the existing functionalities, we can implement GST. Now, how do we manage HSM and SSC codes in SAP system? So, GST is coming up with the concept of HSM and SSC system. HSM is already available, which is being followed inputs by the customs. But SSC is something new which will be implemented in the GST regime. So we need to you make a note of these two concepts, HSM and SSC. We'll get back to this, and these are the two terms which we need to understand in detail. Now, how SAP will tackle the mismatch concept of GST. So, when the GST taxpayers e-filling their invoices on the GST network, automatically the reconciliation takes place. However, the GST providers have been told to give additional functionality, reconcile a purchase register with the inward invoices filed by the vendors. Okay, so this is an additional recheck which is happening. So whenever you make a payment, whenever you do the transaction, you need to e-fill directly do the e-filling in the GST network. How would SAP interact with the GST network portal? So just now we discussed that we need to have a e-filing of GST. Any transactions have to be uploaded into the GST portal. So how does our SAP interact with the GST network portal is what we need to understand that mechanism. Only registered entities need to file their invoices through the GST network. However, SAP is planning to provide required interfaces to upload the invoice in the GST network. So, SAP is actually already been done with this process of whenever you create an invoice, automatically a copy of the invoice is uploaded into the GST network. So we can create an interface in that way, and we can upload it directly whenever we have the invoice loaded into our SAP system. So we are all prepared what makes the functionality smooth for our customers to upload their invoices on the GST network. So what needs to be done in terms of master data management? The master data will have a major impact, hence the implementation will only be successful if the master data is ready in the beginning itself. So how would the destination based taxation will be mapped in SAP system? So there is a something called place of supply in tax regime, where the taxation is going to be determined whether it is going to be international, or central, or state. As per the current situation of supply chain and procurement, the destination is always a dynamic situation. So here we are going to have a fixed, GST if it's for IGST, CGST, or SGST. Okay, so let me discuss about this in detail. So each state had a different taxation system. Each product had a taxation system. So now a government has fixed up a particular percentage for the state GST, and central GST, and they have also decided what products will come under the GST, what products does not come under the GST have been clearly mentioned. So how open sales order and open purchase orders will get accounted in the context of shifting to GST. So there would be lot many open purchase orders and sales orders available on the date of go live for GST. It may happen that we have to close the existing open orders which are not executed or partly executed. In such cases, the customers must renegotiate with their vendors when it comes to the GST, because tax rate is also going to get changed, and there will be an impact on landed cost of material or services, and the rates may increase or decrease. After the renegotiation, the open purchase orders and the sales orders will be closed and fresh orders need to be created in the system. This we are talking about the process of moving from the old taxation system to the new taxation system. If the company has already moved to the new taxation system, then there is no need to negotiate. But if right now, till now, if the company is using the old taxation system, and now in the software we have to maintain the new GST system, then we have to negotiate with the vendor. For example, if the vendor is has agreed to sell a product for a certain amount, the amount might vary when we implement the GST. That's what we need to negotiate with the vendor, and we have to settle it down. So what is the kind of timeline a company should budget for this change? It is preferred to have minimum time of 10 weeks for the GST implementation alone. Various parameters are to be followed. So for every company who has not moved to GST has to make sure that they move to the GST in this year itself as soon as possible, and it would normally take 10 weeks for a company to completely move to GST, and then to make it smoothly running it might take at least couple of months as well. As finance team suggested, that month of April may not be a good month for starting the implementation due to their unavailability. Should we start now only with the groundwork? It is not only the GST implementation in the system, it also requires the process to be addressed, and then the process need to be tested, and lot of trainings need to be provided to the users. So there is lot of changes that we have to take care, and these changes which we have been implemented in GST, how they are going to impact our billing system, how they are going to impact our procurement process or manufacturing process, is we need to understand that, and we need to also provide enough knowledge transfer to the end users. That's very important. So this is a basic of what exactly is GST, and we're going to discuss more about GST in the next coming few sessions, in which we'll understand how exactly it's going to impact our business, and how we are going to tackle using the SAP's new patches software, new patches which SAP has implemented. Those are called service packs. The service packs are already available in OSS notes, and if we have SUser ID, you can log in into the SUser ID and access the service packs which are related to GST. And if there are issues, you can also directly write to the SAP team through their official mail IDs, and then immediately you can get the response on what exactly are the issues that you have related to GST from a functional consultant per, consultant functional consultant perspective. So if at all, if you have any questions, there already been a lot of questions answered by SAP in the SDN SCN platform, in which we have documents provided by SAP, which gives you a detailed about SAP GST. In next videos we are going to discuss more about this. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you.